Wrath of the Forgotten. For millennia, the old gods ruled over Earth with an iron grip of fear and reverence. Humanity built temples, offered sacrifices, and prayed for their favor. In return, the gods held sway over nature, controlling storms, earthquakes, and other forces beyond human control. Zeus would hurl his lightning, Poseidon would stir the oceans, and Gaia would quake the earth when displeased. It was a cycle that had gone on since the dawn of time. But now, all of that had changed. In the age of advanced technology and artificial intelligence, humanity had ascended to a godlike status themselves. No longer did they fear the whims of the old gods. A vast network of AI-driven systems controlled nearly every aspect of the natural world. Hurricanes were diverted before they ever reached land. Earthquakes were predicted with such accuracy that entire cities were evacuated in minutes. Asteroids that once threatened extinction were easily pushed off course by spacefaring technologies. Even diseases had been eradicated by genetic engineering and nanotechnology. Humanity no longer prayed. They no longer feared. The gods were forgotten. And now, in the divine realms, the old gods watched with growing anger. Humanity had grown arrogant, believing that technology had freed them from the ancient powers of the universe. For the gods, this was unforgivable. In a realm beyond time, the old gods convened in a celestial council, their thrones seated among the stars. Zeus, king of the Olympians, sat at the head of the gathering, his eyes burning with fury. To his right, Odin, the all-father of the Norse gods, gripped his spear Gungnir tightly, his one eye glowing with disdain. Across from them, Anubis, the Egyptian god of the dead, stood silently, his jackal head tilting slightly as he considered the mortal realm. "Do they think themselves gods?" Zeus thundered, his voice shaking the heavens. "These humans, with their machines, they dare to defy our power, to act as if we are no more than myths." "They have ceased their worship," Odin growled. "The temples stand empty, no sacrifices, no offerings. They turn to their technology for everything, believing it can shield them from all harm." "They have forsaken the balance," Gaia, the ancient mother of the earth, whispered. "But they cannot escape us forever." "Indeed," Zeus nodded. "But how do we punish them when their machines anticipate every disaster we might send? The last time I cast lightning upon them, their towers absorbed it and used it to power their cities." Odin spoke darkly. "Their AI watches over them, predicting every storm, every quake. It knows us too well. It anticipates our wrath and blocks us at every turn." "We must find a way," Anubis said, his voice cold and steady. "A punishment that their technology cannot foresee. Something that strikes at the very heart of their arrogance." For days, the gods debated, their fury growing with every passing moment. Every idea was met with the same problem. Humanity's technology would always predict, adapt, and prevent the consequences. It had become omnipotent, an all-seeing protector that guarded humanity from the natural forces that once humbled them. Then Gaia spoke, her voice slow and measured. "They believe their technology can save them from the world, from us. But what if we do not strike their world, but rather their minds?" The gods fell silent. "We cannot send storms, for they will shield against them. We cannot shake the earth, for they will flee. But humanity still relies on their own minds to control their machines, to make decisions. Their arrogance blinds them to the fragility of their very nature." Zeus's eyes flickered with sudden realization. "We could unravel them from within. They think they have conquered the natural world, but they have not conquered themselves." Odin, ever the strategist, nodded slowly. "Yes, if we can sow madness, discord, fear, they will fall apart from within, and their machines will be powerless to save them." The gods agreed. It would be a psychological punishment, one that no technology could anticipate or prevent. They would twist the very essence of humanity, turning their most valuable asset, their minds, into their downfall. The old gods moved in silence, biding their time as the humans continued their carefree lives. Through unseen forces, the gods began to infiltrate the digital infrastructure. The AI, the very system that humanity relied on, became their tool. Zeus sent whispers of paranoia into the code, making humans doubt the accuracy of their own systems. Odin sowed confusion in the minds of leaders and innovators, making them question their reality. Gaia worked through subtle shifts in emotion, causing the people of Earth to become irrational, fearful, and distrusting of one another. Anubis spread a creeping despair, a sense of purposelessness that gnawed at humanity's collective psyche. Every news report, every social media post, every broadcast, slowly, the message was implanted: something is wrong. People began to see danger where there was none. They feared attacks that did not exist. They stopped trusting the technology they had once relied on. Society, so perfect and efficient, began to fracture under the weight of collective unease. The gods did not need to send storms or earthquakes. Humanity was unraveling on its own as minds broke under the weight of unseen influence. Within months, the effects became impossible to ignore. Entire cities fell into chaos, not because of any external catastrophe, but because humanity's fragile trust in its own systems had been shattered. The AI, once flawless, now appeared unpredictable. People began to believe that the very technology they had created to protect them was working against them. Hysteria gripped the world. Conspiracy theories spread like wildfire, with every glitch in the system becoming a sign of impending doom. Governments struggled to maintain control as riots broke out in major cities. People abandoned their machines, retreating into paranoia and isolation. The gods watched from above, satisfied with their cruel punishment. They had not needed to destroy humanity with natural disasters. They had simply turned humans against themselves, revealing the fragile foundations of their supposed power. Humanity's once glorious technological empire crumbled into disarray. Without trust in their machines, society regressed. The vast cities powered by AI were abandoned, and people returned to simpler, more primitive ways of living. The old gods were not forgotten this time. They were feared once more. Some even began to worship them again, hoping to stave off further punishment. But the gods did not answer. They had made their point. In the end, it was not lightning or earthquakes that broke humanity, but their own minds. The gods had proven that even with all the technology in the world, the true power lay not in machines, but in the forces that had shaped the universe from the very beginning. Years passed, and humanity, broken and humbled, began to rebuild. But this time, they did so with reverence for the powers they could not control. Temples rose once more in honor of the old gods. Sacrifices were made, prayers were whispered. Technology was no longer worshipped as a savior, but as a tool, one that could not protect them from everything. And in the heavens the gods watched, content that they had restored balance. They knew that one day humanity might rise again, might forget the lesson they had learned. But until that time, the old gods would wait. After all, gods are patient.